Mmm, sour soup.
Yo, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Ian, let them know who we are, man.
You already know who it is. Your boy Ian. We got Davis in Vegas. This is sour soup. Whether you like it or you don't, just don't let them burn your throat. Davis, what we got for him tonight, man?
Hey, before we get on to what we got planned for today, I just want to remind you guys to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon. Hey, we ain't going anywhere. It's a new year, but you know what? It's still the year of the tiger. That's why I got this, this old school right here. And a toast to you, my good friend. But hey, man, Happy New Year's. We made it, man.
Happy New Year, bro.
It's actually the birthday of our, I think we hit 1 year of our channel.
That's right. It has been a full year around, dude.
We actually made it, huh?
This is season two of Sour Soup. Okay.
We need a new intro, man. We need a new intro.
Yeah, we do. I leave that department to you. You know what I mean?
I need a new background.
We got to play on to our strengths, right? You're good at editing, man.
I got to pick up my social media game up, though. I got some stuff planned, but
all right. I'm excited to see it. But what's new with you, man? What you guys do for New Year's?
New Year's, you know what? We kept it real simple and just quiet because we got a new baby, so we couldn't really travel. She isn't vaccinated yet or anything, so we didn't want to risk anything. So we didn't meet up with any family. It was just us at home. It was still enjoyable. We were able to celebrate with our new baby. And hey, now we get to use it for tax exemption. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Damn right. You got her in just in
time, man.
Just in time. Now you got to know what it feels like, to get that tax return.
Is it big?
The child credit.
It's big. It makes a big difference.
Yeah, you might buy a PS5. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out soon.
That's why you got like how many kids?
You got to stack them up. You know what I mean? You got to stack them up. But we joke around about that. But that tax return does not account for the expenses these kids accumulate throughout the year, man. When I was much younger, I think someone said, or like there was the studies showing that to raise a person from birth to like 18-year-old costs you over $1 million or some shit, which in hindsight is kind of low, right? Like, for example, when my two little ones, we just put them in soccer. Bro, it was fucking $400. I still remember when I did sports, and it was $100 to be in football, and you got a duffel bag, you got gear, you got helmet, pads, your jerseys, everything you needed, mouthpiece, everything. We paid $400. You know what they got?
You know why? It's the iPhone, bro. They knew people were willing to spend more and more. They just kept on raising that price. Bro. And they were like, these motherfuckers are gonna pay for it anyways.
Dude, all we got was socks. Okay.
You gotta pay for the trophy too?
Of course you do, bro.
That's like going to private school, you know what I mean?
It's ridiculous, dude.
It's like I would joke around with my wife because she went to private school when she was in grade school, before high school and everything. I used to make fun of her. Like, I was like, dude, so you guys pay to go to school and you still pay? Like, there's other extra payments they got to make. I was like, so you still got to do a fundraiser on top of the payment that, what did I pay for?
Honestly, bro, it's like, it's such a scam, like private schools and shit like that. Like, even though I joke around, it costs a lot of money to put your kids in sports stuff, but I think it's important. It builds character.
It is important.
It toughens them up a little bit. Like my little boy, he's a bit of a crier. So kind of getting out there, playing around with other kids and making contact and shit. So it's kind of making them a little bit tougher. Now, granted, a lot of people, a lot of parents don't agree with this style, but when they first started, not gonna lie, I bribed them. I was like, if you guys fucking bust your ass out there, give it 110%, I'm taking you to Target. They love Target, bro. I'm taking you to Target. You're getting a toy each. A toy each. I don't care what it is. If you show me you gave it your all, you're getting a toy. So that was one time, and they gave it their all. They bust their ass. They went out there. Fucking Olivia, bro. She's so aggressive. You know, she's
Do you
strong.
think now you kind of created a monster now?
No. So
now they might be expecting, hey, I ain't gonna try hard unless.
No. So after that, they weren't expecting it anymore. Because I told them it's just one time. And you know, the thing with my kids, like I tell them, like, hey, this is the one time only. They know to respect that, and they won't be like, oh, come on. They don't play that game. So so they know. So now they just fucking go out there, give it their all. So I'm really proud of them.
That's good.
And me kind of bribing them. I know a lot of you don't agree with that, but that was my way of kind of like, I want them to get a taste of it, because a lot of times kids don't want to try something new because they don't want to suck at it, just like adults wouldn't, right? Like a great example, actually, we were out in the hot tub last night, and Adeline didn't want to jump in the pool because she knows it's cold. But I was like, I just remember being a kid. I didn't care. I just wanted to be in the pool, you know. So I was telling her about
even if the water's dirty, man.
Bro, it didn't matter. Dude. That's right. You jumping in.
Like at my friend's house, dude. I would just jump in even though I didn't even have extra clothes, man. But that's why you had shorts underneath your pants. You know what I mean?
Well, I never did that. But
you didn't grow up.
I just swim in underwear. You already know this. So anyway, so I bribed her too. I said, you know what? If you jump, I'll jump. And she was like, okay. So I jumped in first, showed her, you know, I didn't even react. It was cold as fuck. But I didn't care, right? I just showed her like, hey, look, it's fun. And as she jumped in, bro, I couldn't even stop her anymore. She just kept jumping in, back and forth, back and forth. I was like, there you go. See? It's just, they just need that little bit of push.
Now she's sick?
No. Bro, dude, you can look this shit up. A cold plunge is actually so good for you.
No, it is. It's supposed to help you with recovery and everything.
Yeah.
But speaking of sports, man. Well, I guess, yeah, sure. We'll get into it. Heard about that football player, man?
Actually, I was watching the game.
So what do you think about Cheesecake? I think everybody was watching the game, but what do you think about that?
Well, I thought it was special, but whatever, you know what I'm saying?
So what's up? You still getting? So I think a lot of people are starting to change their mind about letting their kids play football now, man. Especially after that.
Man, I don't know. I feel like it's unrelated. I feel like what happened to him was a lot of personal choices he's made, put in his body in regards to probably steroids. I mean, a lot of these pro players use steroids, and one of the things that steroids affect is your heart.
Why? They said that he was doing steroids?
They didn't say it, but you know. Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? I'm just saying. I don't know. I'm not saying this is fact, but pro players use steroids.
Well, I was listening to this one doctor explain what happened. It was like a rare condition. It was basically the moment he got hit when his heart was in a relaxed state. So like during the heartbeat, it just so happened it got timed, and it just shut it off, man. It made it go into a different rhythm. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah. I heard about that. Like if you punch someone in the chest hard enough and it like you timed it correctly, it'll actually stop someone's heart. Right? So okay, that's possible. But it didn't hit his chest though. I mean, I watched it.
Looked like it did.
Did it? He made a tackle.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't even look like it was hard, but it's one of those things, man.
But I mean, you know, regardless, I'm glad he made it through.
They say he's getting better, right? There was no neurological damage.
Yeah, he said that the doctor said that he woke up and the first thing he asked was like, who won the game? So you know, he's a competitor. You know what I mean?
I think they're gonna reschedule, right?
No. The NFL just announced today actually that they're not going to reschedule that game.
So what are they gonna do?
They played out a lot of scenarios. So that game doesn't exist. Like it never happened. So because of that, the playoff might start a week later, and the way they're setting it up is, let's say the AFC Championship, if it's Cincinnati against the Bills or Bills against Kansas City, is going to be in a neutral stadium.
Damn, Cincinnati, bro.
Stop, dude. You keep changing teams. You can't change teams, man. Motherfucker.
Well, that's cool, man.
Hey, but my Chargers made the playoffs. My Chargers made the playoffs.
Are they gonna win? They're gonna win the Super Bowl this year,
dude. The last time they were in the playoffs was 2018, man.
Did they ever win, like in the franchise history?
No,
like a Super Bowl.
No. Okay. The only time they went was a long time ago, and they lost to San Francisco.
Well, that's why there's only one LA team, bro.
Yeah, the Chargers, the ones in the playoffs.
The Rams, the one that won the Super Bowl. Remember them? Hey, they kind of have the same color as.
But you seen their record though?
Man, who cares about that, man? We got it last year. But anyways, dude, one of the things I wanted to talk about, you know, because it's New Year's. Mm-hmm. I'm kind of a new dad here. And there's a lot of things happen towards the end of the year, bro. And it kind of, I want to tie it all kind of in together, man, about like men's mental health.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot of things that happened. We got the Green Ranger died,
mm-hmm.
Twitch died,
mm-hmm.
And Andrew Tate got arrested, bro.
That's right.
And all those things kind of like really affected me, especially during my time of just being a new dad. You know, I've spoken to you about this, that, you know, people tell you that when you have a kid, it's like just a culture shock, but you don't really know it until you're finally in it. You know what I mean? We could tell, you could describe, but you won't really feel it unless it finally happens.
Mm-hmm.
And I was telling you, I think I was having a little bit of a, what do I say? Postpartum? Is that what they call it? I don't even know, man.
Depression.
I just felt like, you know, like your whole world just changed.
Yeah.
Like for the good, but also you felt like you lost a little bit of yourself. And that's what kind of made it kind of depressing. You know what I mean? That freedom. And to be honest, man, like when I heard about the Green Ranger dying and Twitch and all this and Andrew Tate, like people often say like, oh, men's mental health, you know, it's important. You know, they try to spread that around. But really, no one really cares, dude. No one cares about men's mental health. It's just something that people say, just like the Easter Bunny or something like that.
You know what it is too, though? I mean, I don't disagree with you, but on the other side of that, men aren't open about their mental health like women are, right? Because we still have to play the role, right? Like my wife and I talk about this shit sometimes, and she'll ask me like, how come you don't talk to me about like bills and shit? Because I take care of the bills. I'm the one who does all that shit, right? And she's like, how come you don't talk about that stuff? Because I said, because I feel like it'll stress you out, you know? I take care of it because I know where our money's at. I know where this and that and the other is at. And I just take care of it so that you never have to worry about that. And I just want you to be focused on the household, on the kids or whatever. I don't want you to think about that. So we still got to play the role. And that kind of plays into, hey, I'm dealing with some shit mentally. We're not going to be open about that. You know, well, at least not a lot of men are.
Well, that's why we need this kind of space because, like, I agree with you. I don't think we could truly, like, fully be open with our significant others, our wives. I mean, you could tell them, hey, this is kind of bugging me, but don't worry about it. Mm-hmm. But the moment you kind of tell them, you start crying in front of them, or you tell them you're stressed out, it turns them off. And it just like, now it's like they're panicking. Now it's like, you were supposed to be the rock and the foundation. But if you're crumbling, what are they supposed to do? And I'm not saying my wife is weak or anything, but yeah, like that's our role. That's the role that me and her have agreed on, that I'm going to be the leader and I got us. You know what I mean? And if I can't keep my word on that, even though things are crumbling, it's like, okay, now she's like, everything's just going to fall.
You have
like,
to.
I told her, I was like, babe, what would you rather have me say? Hey, I lost my job. I got fired. I'm sad. I'm depressed. I don't know what to do. Or, babe, I lost my job, but don't worry. I got something planned out already. So you don't even got to worry about the bills. Like, what sounds better, right?
Yep. That's
the way
Perfect example, actually. We actually just ran into something like that. And again, I'm the one who like handles the money and the manage all that shit. So we were doing the foundation on the house. And when they lifted it up, found out that fucking we had some pipes broken, dude. In my head, I'm already thinking, fuck. Thousands.
Cha-ching.
Yeah, I'm like, fuck, dude. And so I told Kat that, obviously I'm like, hey, found some shit under the house, possibly gonna have to deal with that shit. So she ran to Google. She started looking at like what's the possible cost. So we're looking at the low end, 6,000 to 8,000. On the high end, we're looking at 25,000 to 30,000 worth to fix your entire system. And I'm like, fuck, dude. So in her head, I see her face already like, oh fuck, are we good? And I said, don't worry about it. Because I knew we were good. Like, I'm gonna take care of it. I knew that. But initially, I see the panic, right? I see like, oh shit, what are we gonna do? Because she doesn't know, because I'm the one who takes care of that, because that's my role. My role is to make sure any problems that come to the house or in our family, I take care of it, and I always had. And so that's another thing that came up. So this is the first time she's actually like exposed to issues that we had to deal with, right? Not just financially, but just overall. Got lucky in this situation though. The second day of them working here, I told my wife, I was like, hey babe, while you're out, mind just grabbing these guys some fucking food, right? So she came back with some McDonald's, fed them. I came out of the house real quick. Hey, you guys got your food? They're like, oh yeah, gracias, señor. Mexican dudes. So I was like, yeah, cool. I went back into work. Doorbell rings. I go to the door, and the homeboy, the foreman, he goes, hey man, we're just gonna take care of it for you. Like, we're gonna finish early anyway, and we already got the parts. But just don't tell the company that we did it.
Well, damn, you just told them right now, bro.
I didn't say the company name. They don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, so they did it, right? They fucking fixed it, man. And I was like, God damn, all it took was McDonald's. But it goes back to the fact that, again, men are simple people, man. Hey, you feed me, you love me, I'm here for you.
No, it's true, man. We're pretty simple, man. But the reason I brought up this whole mental health thing was, it might sound selfish and wrong, right? But I've talked to you about it. I never let it show. I never let a yes or no about it or anyone really. But it always just bugged me, right? It's like during the whole pregnancy, right? The whole 9 months. Everyone kept on asking how a yes was. How a yes was. And I was like, at the beginning, I'm like, yeah, she's good. But then it's like no one ever asks how you're doing.
Yeah.
But then it's like, dude, do you not? Yeah, I might not be carrying the baby, but I'm taking care of a lot of things too.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, once the baby is born, they're still asking how yes is. And it's like, no one's asking how the dad is.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying it's like, no one really cares about men's mental health. That's why I said the only way you deal with it is you either go to the gym and you just have a group of guys that you talk to, that you're close with, that you can open up.
Yeah.
Because in the real world, the world doesn't care. Like, you're supposed to perform under pressure. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's the way.
That's another reason why a lot of guys don't even report like being abused and shit. Because like, well, what are you run to your homie, you'll be like, hey man, I got abused. Are you a bitch? You know what I mean? That's the response you're gonna get, right? Whereas a woman runs up to her homegirl, like, oh my god, I'm being abused. What are you gonna say?
I think,
oh my god, let's get you some help. Let's get you out of there. That's the thing, bro. That's the difference between men and women too, right? Women, they support the fuck out of each other. They do.
I don't know, man.
Well, no, when it comes to a lot of different things, like emotional support, they're there emotionally supporting each other.
I feel like it's fake though, but it's fake though. I feel like guys are more genuine.
It is fake. You're right. I agree with that, because here's why I say I agree with that. Because guys are gonna be real about like how they feel about everything. So like, if you come to me about mushy stuff, depending who you are, I might approach you like, man, I don't want to do this shit. Or if you're close to me, then I'm gonna fucking listen to you and hear your heart to heart. But we show up for each other. You have a
I feel like guys are like, we'll like talk shit, like, fuck around, like, you fucking bitch. But in the end, you're like, yo, but you know what? I got you. You know what I mean? Like, we'll make fun of you. No, but that's how you know you guys are real friends. Like, real friends will make fun of you.
Mm-hmm.
Like, will make fun of you in front of you, but behind you, they got your back. In front, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But fake friends, they'll be nice to you in front of you, but behind your back, they're just talking shit about you.
Bro, here's the true sign of like real support, or like men supporting men. If you show up to a fucking, like, let's just call it a Bills game in the middle of winter, the motherfuckers out there fucking shirtless with fucking Bills spray painted on their fucking stomach in the fucking cold like that, bro, that's support. Goddamn support. If this was a women's league, ain't nobody out there, bro. Let me say that right now. Women don't show up for women. That's fucked up.
They don't. Well, there was that big debate about how they were saying, like the soccer team, like the U.S. Women's soccer team, right? They were saying like we want equal pay and this, but it's like it's not even about how like good or whatever, how much you win, but it's like,
how do I pay you?
Like, how do we pay you?
How do I
pay if no one's wanting to watch you? But if women support women, then why don't you guys go and? But no, you guys rather support watching Kim Kardashian, all these other fashion and makeup stuff. But you want us to pay for the women's sport when we don't. Most guys don't find that like entertaining.
Yep. And it's funny because I was actually watching the clip, and I'm gonna try to find it and put it up here. But I was watching the clip saying that it was a statement, or it was an interview, and this interviewer was asking this female basketball player, and she goes, "How come you guys aren't getting equal pay? You guys you guys bring in the same crowds, which is wrong." And then the last thing they said, "And you guys have equal level of skill." And then they showed clips of like WNBA, NBA. Like, come on, like, a WNBA player will ball me up any fucking day, but there's no fucking way that they can compete in the NBA. There's no way.
There's no way, bro.
No way.
It's just, well, you know what it is? It's the thing that annoyed me about the women's soccer team complaining about equal pay, when no one's supporting it. You know what annoyed me about that? It's like, okay, so should men start complaining, like male models, should they start complaining about why they're not getting paid equally as female models? Or should men, like OnlyFans like members, should they start complaining why they're not getting paid?
Yeah. And again,
we don't complain. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because we just look at it like, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It is what it is. So a lot of people that are not, man, this is gonna sound bad, but a lot of people that are not willing to do the work or willing to do whatever it takes, they're gonna find excuses, and they're gonna look for ways to complain about why they're not where they need to be, right? Like, I mean, I feel like when female athletes, like pro athletes, complain about their pay, that's like me complaining about my current job, like they're not paying me enough. What do you do when you're not getting paid enough and you're asking for a raise? It's not happening. You look for another job. Look for another job, baby. Get more money, or find ways to elevate your status and get sponsorships. There's ways around everything. Now, if you're not gonna find that dollar sign where you're at currently, then elevate yourself. Don't make excuses. Don't complain. Just fucking do what needs to be done.
I don't know. All I'm saying is, if women support women, then I'm telling you, the women's sport would just go up. See, like the one women's sport that actually goes up, but then it's kind of mixed in with men's sport, is like UFC female fighters. They get paid a lot, but they're mixed in with the guys. You know what I'm saying? So they're kind of like riding off of it.
But it's men watching it. You know what I mean? So it's still men supporting the sport. So, but you're right. I feel like if let's just use our wives for example. If our wives were like super into like a WNBA team and they constantly want to go to the games, would be there. You and I would be there.
You know what's fucked up, bro? You know what's fucked up?
What?
So Vegas won their first national championship, bro. It was a WNBA. We won it last year. It was the most recent championship.
I didn't hear about it.
And guess what, bro? Hardly anyone even cared. Like they had a parade and hardly anyone. Like I was at the gym when it happened, when they won. And I think it was just me and this one dude that was kind of cheering, like, oh, hey, we got our first championship. But no one cared, dude. It was historical for Vegas because that was their first, like, professional team. It was supposed to be the hockey team. Like, well, this is a hockey town in Vegas because that was the first professional team that came here, and they're actually pretty good. And they were supposed to win it, but the first championship ended up being a WNBA, the Aces. But it's so no one cared. I was like, you know what? I'll buy a jersey, man.
Did you?
Nah, not yet. But I should.
Yeah, you lied.
Have you ever seen anyone rock a
you don't even wear a Rams jersey. Do you have a Rams jersey?
You want to buy me one? I got a Rams hat.
I'm not that supportive.
But yeah, man, like, I was really sad when I found out the Green Ranger died, because that's our childhood, bro. That was our childhood. I mean, I was a Red Ranger fan, but still, like, I remember him, man.
The Green Ranger fucked up everybody by himself, man.
It's because he had that Vegeta, the Vegeta pads.
Remember he played the little flute?
Yeah, man. And then the Twitch, that kind of affected me also because I actually met him.
Like, where did your mind go, bro, when you heard about Twitch? Like, what was the first thing you think? Like, fuck, why did he kill himself? Like, what was the first thing you thought about?
The first thing I thought about was, well, first it's like I met him because I took a dance class and I didn't know that was him at first. He had like an eye patch. I guess he was just wearing it for style or something. But I did a dance class in Irvine back in college, and he was the instructor. And then all of a sudden, I saw him on So You Think You Could Dance or whatever like that. Like in the competition, that's how he blew up. And I was like, dude, that's the dude that taught the class. And then now he was Ellen's DJ. So I was like, oh man, that sucks. But the thing that did come to my head was like comedians, like stand-up comedians.
Okay.
Like they say that they're actually, even though they're funny, they make people laugh, you think they're chill. Stand-up comedians are actually one of the most depressed people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't know, the only way they're happy is by making other people happy. And I'm thinking that's what happened with him. It's like, in the outside he was happy, but he was probably struggling with something, man.
Yeah. The first thing I thought about, and as fucked up as this sounds, I was like, what did his wife do?
I was thinking about that too. I didn't want to say it. But it truly is. But a lot of it comes down to that. Yeah. Like Anthony Bourdain. Remember him?
Mm-hmm.
The guy that would go around eating and talking. He was real chill.
Yep.
Don't quote me, but I heard, and I got to do more research. They're saying that one of the reasons he killed himself was his girlfriend or something had something on him and was gonna ruin his whole life.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta look into it more, but he just was like, it was gonna tear him down.
Yeah.
And then the Green Ranger, they said the reason he killed himself was the night before, him and his wife had a big argument.
Exactly.
So I'm saying, man, men's mental health. You see, no one's caring about, and that's why I was trying to bring this up. Like everyone kept on asking, like, oh, how is she? How is she? And it's like, no one asked about me,
bro. The old saying. Well, first of all, before I start talking, how are you, man?
Huh?
Actually, before I start talking, how are you? Nah, man.
I'm good, man. I'm in a better place now, man.
No, but yeah, we still got our boys trip coming up in June, right?
I thought we said July for your
birthday. Anyway, one of those months. But so the old saying is true. They say men live for their wives and women live for their children. So, for example, if my wife died, based on the studies, I'll die soon after. Right? But if it was the other way around, I died and the kids were still alive, then Kat would live a long life as long as she's healthy. So based on that, it's what I'm trying to get at is that we base our happiness so much on being with our partner and what we can do for our partner, making our partner happy. So the moment there is turmoil where like we feel like almost insignificant because we're not doing our role now. I'm not fulfilling my role. At least for me, like when I get to that situation with my wife, I feel like I'm not fulfilling my role as a husband and she's not happy, she's mad or whatever. It makes me feel that level of like, what the fuck? I need to fucking fix this. And I feel like something related to that happened to these individuals. And it kind of goes back again to guys don't want to talk about their mental health. They don't want to talk about what they're dealing with. So they got to the breaking point of like, well, I don't want to fucking talk about it, but I don't want to deal with it. So this is my only out.
I agree with you, but I think you got to add also, like I've always told people, the moment, and another I think study they've shown is that one of the fastest way a guy's health just goes down and where they kind of just die is once they retire. And I think it kind of goes hand in hand with what you're trying to say. It's because the moment a guy retires, it's like he has no more purpose to wake up. It's like, what am I going to do? Usually you wake up, you go to work, or you're doing something. That's why I always tell people it's very important for a man. The moment you retire, you got to find another reason to wake up, like find another purpose. And kind of like what you were saying is like you take care of your wife. But I kind of want to like, I don't want to say I want to agree on that because I don't subscribe to that happy wife, happy life thing. You know what I'm saying? I don't subscribe to that because I think it's more, I'm more of a happy king, strong kingdom. You know what I'm saying? But it doesn't mean I don't make my wife happy, but it's like, you can never make a woman happy, man, because they're emotional creatures. They could be happy in 1 second, the next second they'll, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like for me to put my whole purpose in trying to make my wife happy, man, I would have been dead a long time. No, but what I'm trying to say is like I think my purpose is to be able to provide, protect.
That's it. That's what I meant. Like not so much like I need you to be like happy with what I'm giving you, but
I'm not gonna be a simp, bro, for my wife. I'm not gonna be simping, like making sure, like, are you okay? Like, buying her everything she wants.
That's not what I meant. Like, it was more so like I want to feel fulfilled. Like, that bill thing. Like, I'm taking care of it, and it makes me feel like okay,
a man.
I feel I'm taking care of shit, right?
You feel good.
That's what I mean. And then in turn, you see your wife like, oh, I feel safe.
Well, it turns her on, bro. Yeah. When she knows that, oh, my man got me. My man, ooh.
She'll tell you, she'll say shit like to her friends, like, if the fucking world just fucking went to shit today, I feel lucky to have Ian in my life because I know he'll take care of us. So shit like that, and it kind of fills your cup, right? Fills that fucking your need to be that role. So we constantly need that, to be needed and to be able to provide and support in some way.
Look, a man's ego, even though we're physically stronger than women, a man's ego is very fragile, man. I'm telling you. So that's why women constantly need to like just validate your man, like you're doing it. Good job. I love you. Thank you for what you're doing. Because that honestly motivates you even more and more to achieve greater things. And that's why I tell my wife, I'm telling you, like, you don't know your real superpower is your femininity and you inspiring and even manipulating things. You know what I mean? That's the real superpower, man. They could control the world if they really use that.
That's right. I actually today we were running errands and I was in the car with my wife and I told her like, I never asked you for gifts. I never asked you for anything crazy. Like the only thing that really gets to me and makes me melt is when I see you care for me. Like, I'll be working, I'll be in a meeting or something, and she'll walk up with like a plate of breakfast,
That's the
coffee.
best bit, man.
Dude, I'll have like my coworkers be like, "Damn, you got people bringing you coffee?" I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, "Bro, what you mean? You know what I mean? Like, I'm working. Like, of course, like I can't get my own shit right now, but that's a small gesture to a lot, but to me, that's huge,
Dude. I honestly, I feel bad for some guys who I see they're working their ass off, and it's like I know they got a wife at home, and maybe the wife is just a stay-at-home mom or whatever like that, and it's like they still have to buy their own lunch.
Yeah.
And then Yesa, she like we work in the same place. Well, we did, but that's another story. But anyways, and she would still pack.
We can talk about it now.
Well, yeah. Now I work at a different hospital, but she would still pack me my lunch and everything, and sometimes she would even heat it up for me and bring it to me, because while I'm like doing my notes and everything, and I'm telling you that is like that's priceless, man.
Priceless.
That's like, look, she's honored. Like the way a woman talks about their husband and treats them, truly, I believe, reflects what that man is.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a girl is talking about their man like, oh, he ain't shit, like I can walk over him, I don't do shit, that guy's probably like a little bitch. Like I'm just saying, right? Like she has no respect for him.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it could be that, not like just zero respect. He could be a little bitch, but it could just be that she has no respect, and that's just her as an individual. And there are cases like that. Like I was watching a podcast today, and this girl she was talking about her old relationship she had, and she said she had no interest in being with the guy. She didn't even find him attractive, right? She was doing it as a social experiment. And the interviewer was like, what do you mean experiment? She goes, I just wanted to see if I could break his heart.
And girls just be playing games like that with us. That's how you make a serial killer, bro.
Exactly. So, bro, where I'm going with this. So anyway, so she breaks his heart, and the interviewer's like, damn, why'd you do that? And she's like, I like to humble men. And he's like, you work at Spearmint Rhino as a stripper. How the fuck, So what that tells me, it's a self-esteem thing. She is a stripper. She feels degraded. Like, this is the only thing I can fucking do because I'm attractive enough for men to pay me to dance naked. That's all I can offer. And now let me try to find a guy and then regain that control, because in my job, men control me because I need men to be able to pay for my shit. Now let me find a guy that I can control and break him, and this is how I retain my sanity. So she breaks his heart in a way. So she's like, I hope I did hurt him. She says that. I hope I hurt him. Anyway, so
imagine a guy saying that.
Exactly. On the other side of that, bro. So here's a guy, and I was just literally just reading the article about this. Middle-aged dude, his wife. I mean, we don't know the full story. We don't know what the fuck's going on. Wife files for divorce. Why? I don't fucking know. Right? Files for divorce. Guess what he does?
But women do always 80%. They're the ones that files for divorce.
Bro,
but go on.
He goes ballistic. He kills his 5 kids and his wife, and then kills himself.
Damn.
Yeah, horrible, fucking tragic. But that's why it's so important for us to start caring about men's mental health. Mm-hmm. We need to start supporting each other and like, hey man, you're fucking struggling with some shit. Let's talk. And not so much
with men, dude. Honestly, you can't tell women to like support. I don't believe society or women will ever like really support men that way, even though they try to, but they won't. You just need to have a brotherhood. You know what I mean? Have a group of friends, even if it's just one dude that you truly trust, or just start a podcast like this. No, but for real, no, it is important, man. I hear you, man. And what do you call that? that's why going back to Andrew Tate, like what I was saying, like he got arrested, and it's been all over. Everyone's heard he's gotten arrested, but it's for bogus. It's bogus, bro. I really think it will. He says the Matrix. You know, he's always going after the Matrix, and I think it's true, bro. Because it's they already tried to they've already tried arresting him for the same thing a long time, but they found out it was fake. The girl who said that she was being kidnapped the first time, okay, the second time they've been arrested recently, no one still knows the story, but the first time that they were accused of kidnapping and sex trafficking was because this girl who wanted to party with them, her boyfriend found out that she was hanging out with them. So in order for her to not get in trouble by her boyfriend, she made that false accusation, like, oh, I got kidnapped. But luckily for the Tates, they had cameras everywhere. And you know what they saw? This girl was partying, and she left their house to go get pizza, and then came back to party again. If tell me, if you were being kidnapped and being held as a sex slave, would you come back after you got pizza?
Exactly. Yeah, no.
So it was.
I mean, depends on the pizza. You know, so I love pizza.
But anyways, yeah. So you know, the cops saw all the evidence and they were like, "Yeah, this is bogus." But you know what? Because of what she did initially, it's tainted their name.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that they're like sex traffickers or like kidnappers and all this, but they're not. And now it's happening again, and it's sad because the only thing that Andrew Tate and his brother ever tried to really do was help men become like real men and just better themselves. That's all they ever really tried to preach. You know what I mean? Like, don't just believe what the government says. Actually think for yourself. Do critical thinking, right? And going off of that, you know what I heard is happening in California? If this isn't scary, man, I don't know what is. Because whatever happens in California, it's usually gonna start going to New York and all the other states, right? So they passed this law in California, and it's all because of the Rona. We all know it. They passed this law in California that doesn't allow professional medical doctors to voice their opinions anymore. Now these doctors will be in trouble of suspension of their license if they try to voice their opinion, their medical opinion, against like in the media. Tell me that's not crazy. So you're telling me we have to just believe whatever the government says instead of these professional doctors who went to school for all these years? Isn't that crazy?
It's California. I was looking at the different laws that they're passing this year, and it blew my fucking mind. Like,
why? What's up?
Non-documented immigrants are now eligible to become LAPD. LAPD. I
saw that. Yeah, Biden like passed something. I didn't really like. I don't even look at the news anymore, bro. It just makes.
Dude, they allow now. They again, like, you know, your body, whatever. Do whatever the fuck you want. That's your belief. It's not even about like anti-abortion at this point, dude. California allows any level of abortion, so you can go.
What do you mean, like from 9 months?
Don't matter. Like, you could do it yourself. Like, you do it at home, and no one will be legally implicated if you went and like stuck a fucking hanger down your fucking pussy and pulled the baby out. No one's gonna get in trouble for it.
For real?
It's a legit law. Like, we'll put it on the screen, but those are just some of the few. Like, what, like crazy ones. Another one is here's another one that really fucked me up was, if you got raped and they did a rape kit on you, right? And they found the person's DNA. They cannot, by law, use that DNA that they pulled from the rape kit to associate you with other crimes that you may have committed. If they could, like, they can't say, oh, hey, this was you as well, because we found this DNA at this other crime scene. But you can't use that evidence that this is both. How crazy is that? Like, what? You raped somebody. Why can't I use this as evidence? You know what I mean? Like, it's fucking crazy. But it's California. They want to pass that kind of crazy shit. Just like and you guys can look this up. California has a law. It's a 10-year gap law. Okay. Worst case scenario, let's say you're 18 years old and you have sex with an 8-year-old. In California, it's not statutory rape because you're within that 10 years. You can look this shit up.
Oh, fuck.
Bro.
Look, man, that's why it's very important to have dads in the home and just strong family. In the end, it's all about the parents, right? Mm-hmm. Like what you teach your kids and everything. Because the world is going crazy, man. Me and Yessa have actually even thought about, and this is crazy because you and I came from LA and no one did this shit, dude. But we were thinking about doing homeschooling, bro. You know, if we don't, I mean, we're probably gonna end up moving from Vegas. But if we ended up staying in Vegas, we were probably gonna do homeschooling because that's what a lot of people do out here in Vegas. It's just too crazy out here.
Here too,
with
bro.
The school system.
Here too. Yeah.
What do you mean? I thought over there is good. That's why you make.
No, dude. I mean, it's better, but depending on what like school district you're in, you know what I mean? And it really depends on who the teacher is, because you don't even fucking know. You could be in a great school district, but the teacher is still another human being that have their own beliefs and they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. Just like all those other teachers that got fired for fucking calling their students a piece of shit because they didn't know the fucking LGBTQ flag, like what the flag was, because they had the flag up instead, the LGBTQ flag up instead of the United States flag. And the teacher was picking on the student, you know? And so you just never know. You just never know who you're going to deal with. And you got to listen to your kids. And it's very important because a lot of times, you know, especially like when I was growing up, I mean, you know, I'm sure you dealt with this shit too. So you went to your parents, but hey, my teacher's doing this, that, and the other. And then what's your parents say? Oh, well, what did you do? Right. And that's what we grew up with. That was the generation we grew up with because it was tolerable. It was allowed for teachers to be kind of rough on you. It's not so much like we're trying to teach you like binary fucking sexual genders and shit. It wasn't that. It was more so teachers.
The kids were still kind of afraid of the teachers or like any administration, right? You didn't want to get in trouble.
That too. But
now they don't give a fuck.
No, for example, like it's so much has changed, and you really got to listen to your kids. Like Adeline told me one time, she goes, Papa, the bus driver is picking on me, like just calling me out. And what kind of father am I if I didn't fucking take care of business, right? So I was like, all right, I'll wait with you at the bus stop. So I went out there early in the morning. I fucking stood at the bus stop and I told the bus driver, I was like, hey, after you drop off the kids, let me get your contact information so I can meet with you after you drop off the kids. There's something I need to talk to you about my daughter. And the bus driver was like, yeah, I got time right now. I was like, well, fuck, let's talk then, motherfucker. You know, so we fucking talk. And I was like, look, my daughter feels like you're picking on her. What's the situation? And then, you know, the bus driver kind of explained. They're like, oh, no. I go after everybody. When they're talking too much, I got to tell people, blah, blah, blah. I was like, I just want to make sure you're not singling my daughter out. And that's not the situation. So I hope I don't hear anything new. And after I did that, nothing. So we're good. So that's why I say listen to your kids. Don't just assume they fucked up because they might just be telling you the truth. And the more you accuse your kids of them fucking up, they're going to close up and not tell you shit anymore. Anyway, and then I found $5.
You got to know if your kids are lying too, though.
That's it. You do. No, but you will know that. You know? You will know that because you'll see these motherfuckers grow up and you know their fucking little tendencies and you know how they fucking, you know when they're lying.
Yeah, man, diapers are expensive and baby formula is.
Yeah.
But you know what, man? It's a beautiful struggle. I think that's what I'm supposed to say. You
It
know, it'll all be worth it, man. I mean, I've been wanting to be a dad for the longest, and you know, holding my daughter every night or every day, it's a blessing, and I wouldn't have any other way.
Cherish it. Cherish every moment, man. Honestly, man. You know, it sounds corny, but like, yeah, I tell people this all the time when they ask me. I always felt like I was born to be a dad because that's if you ask me one thing I can do forever is to be their dad. My kids, at least. I don't want other people's kids, but my kids, at least. You know, I love hanging out with them when they're not being little shitheads, little assholes, but I love them. I love the fuck out of them. And just because you love them, I don't know how you feel about this. I feel like I do now, but even though you love your kids, you gotta spank them butts, man. You gotta spank them.
Oh yeah, dude. We grew up in that generation. No one says beat them up, but you know, you gotta kind of look. People, some people don't agree with me with this, but your kids have to fear you somewhat. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the only way they can really respect you is if they have a little fear in you.
Yeah.
Come on, everyone says, nah, you don't need to be scared. But look at all the bosses I've ever worked for who were too cool. No one was scared of them. Productivity sucked. Everyone just walked over them.
Yeah.
But the ones that were kind of like you were kind of scared of, like, oh, they were kind of strict or whatever. Everyone was on it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying. That's just how that's
except
how
me. I was great to my employees, and they worked their ass off.
Dude, someone filed a complaint about sexual harassment.
You stupid.
But hey, man, in brighter notes, man. You like my new nickname right there?
I do.
We gotta get you one, dude.
What am I gonna be?
I don't know. You said saying. What am I gonna be? I'll go back to Davis.
Go back to Davis, dude.
Let me see. Hold on.
What's I gonna say? But I can't remember now.
But yeah, man, give me some good news, man. There you go. You happy?
David.
Give me some good news, man. Let's end on a bright note. It's a new year. What's your New Year's resolution, man? What do you got planned this year?
Honestly, look, my New Year's resolution, I didn't want it to be something cliche because, you know, people always say like, "Oh, I'm gonna lose weight. I'm gonna make $1 million.
I'm gonna gain weight."
I said, "Look, I'm gonna become 350 pounds, player." No, I'm playing. No, honestly, one of the biggest things that I struggle with a lot is being a superhero, being too involved in people that I care about. And so one of the things I told myself, and now I'm telling you and everybody else that watches this podcast, is the 19 I'm going to allow people to fail. Because failure is the best teacher, man. And I failed a lot and I learned a lot, and it helped me kind of grow as an individual, both personally and professionally. And I know that. And the other side to that is when I become involved in someone's success, I feel like I care more about their success than they do about their success. So I get disappointed. So you know what? Learn from your mistake, and I hope you grow from it. And if you really need my guidance, I'm going to give you my guidance, but I'm not going to be too involved anymore. So that was really my biggest one for this year.
No, I feel you, man. I used to get like on my brother and my parents on that, like when you see them messy that, but really you just gotta let them figure it out, and it only stresses you out. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But the best thing you can do is just know that you tell them you're there whenever they need you. But yeah, man, you gotta just live your own life. But that's good, man.
What about you? What you got?
Me? I really want to
grow 2 inches.
Yeah. No, I'm a double my income, bro.
There you go.
That's one thing I want to do, especially because now, like, everything changed, bro. I'm telling you, I don't know how to describe this unless you finally become a parent and stuff. But for those of you listening, it's like when I held my daughter for the first time, man, and when I see her, I'm like, I just want to be at home. You know what I mean? And just hang out with my fam. And just, and I want to give them a good life. And I'm like, I got to figure out something. I got something coming. I'm working on something, but we'll see, man. We'll see what happens.
The podcast, man.
The podcast. Hey, the podcast ain't going anywhere. You guys thought we were gonna. You're looking at two guys who got too much time.
That's it, dude. I work remote. I work.
There you go, man.
I got time. I'll be here.
But yeah, man. With that said, bro, it's gonna be a good year. I believe. I think it's gonna be the year of the bunny, man. So we got to do something with that.
You gotta make more babies.
The tiger. The what?
Year the bunny.
So you're the Playboy bunnies. That's right, man.
Oh shit! You gotta make more babies.
Oh shit! You know what? Originally we wanted 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's still up in the air. But we know we probably want 1 more, but we don't know. Maybe it'll end at 2. Maybe adopt the 3rd one. But I don't know.
Stop at 1, dude. Stop at 1.
I know. I remember you telling me that, but
you don't listen. You don't.
One is lonely,
I got 4.
Dude, 1 is lonely, man. I was the only child for a while until my brother came, but we have a big age gap, so it's kind of like
that's why you're moving here. She's gonna have kids to play with. You're good.
What?
That's why you're moving here. She's gonna have kids to play with.
I want a boy, man. I want to get a boy. At least a boy and a girl. Just because you didn't stop until you got your boys. Don't even. Oh, and yeah, I want to get in shape. But yeah, man. But with that said, closing. Was that your closing statement?
That was my closing statement.
That was mine too. Thank you guys again. We're gonna try and make a new intro. I'll figure out something. But yeah, season 2. Starting now?
Starting now.
Okay. With that said, we are gone.